Hi, my name is Matthew. Today I want to start with some recent news. November, Barack Obama won the next presidential election, becoming the new president of the United States. Now, whether you are happy or mad that he won is not the point. The point is voting, which I'm going to talk about in this video. Now, to a degree, I think we can all agree that voting is definitely important in democracy. But I would argue that it is especially important for our younger citizens. Now, before you write me off as some dude just trying to tell you what to do, listen for a second. Right now, you can say whatever you feel like, whatever you want. Doesn't matter. You have that right. Right now, you can believe whatever you want. You can believe in a God, you can believe in no God, you can believe in every single God. Right? It's your right. Right now, you can feel and think what you want. That's your right. All these rights, and many more, are protected and sustained by voting. The Constitution itself, the very backbone of these rights, was passed by a vote. No empirical lord waving his magic scepter, calling law. It didn't fall from the heavens, ordained. No, it was passed by a vote. Which brings you to another point. I can argue that voting is more than important to democracy. It's more than essential. It's intrinsic. You can't have one without the other. Like an animal and its blood, for example. You know, the blood giving life to an animal, helping it to run and jump, do amazing things. The cheetah, for example, the fastest land animal on the planet. The peregrine falcon, the fastest flying animal. The dolphin, it could swim down and dive for 15 minutes. That's as long as a human can hold his breath. You know, these animals can do amazing things. Now, for a second, let's remove the blood. It can't do any of these things. Heck, it can't even live. It would die a dry husk. Much like democracy. If we remove voting from democracy, it's basically non-existent. Yeah, you can claim democracy, you can write on a piece of paper, you can have a definition for it, but without voting, it's not applicable. Another and final point I want to bring is if you think back to when you were younger, or well, better yet, a few years ago, because you still are young, you probably could pull out a handful of memories of times where adults tell you what to do. You have tons of them. That's what they do. Tell you what to do. Do this sport, do this chore, do your homework, do this, do that, everything under the sun. You had a choice, you had free will at that time. It wasn't taken into consideration. You couldn't use the free will that you had. You couldn't act on these decisions that you wanted to. Never. You get this adults respect my authority spiel, or son, this is a dictatorship, not a democracy. You get that. But now that you're 18 and able to vote, it is a democracy. Now, when you have an opinion and you have a way of thinking, you can use that. You can tell someone else what to do for once. You have the power to change something you don't like. No one's controlling you like a marionette, having you do their every will. It's your right and your choice. So, I would say it is very important for the younger citizens to start voting. Because they start voting now, they'll continue to vote and pass it on to their children. And this way we can keep democracy alive. You can keep thinking the way you want, believing the way you want, and saying what you want. Hey, but I'm just saying. So, next time, get out there and try to vote. Because when you look on the news and you see a candidate you didn't want elected, and you're grumbling and mumbling to yourself with some low-fat chips and some diet soda, just know you could have voted. That's all. Have a nice day. Bye.